Welcome back. All right, so review time. And the first time I've had to review two games on the same day in quite a while that are regular season games, right? So, of course, we had the games in Europe, but tonight marks the start of the season in North America. And what a start with the Tampa Bay Lightning and the New York Rangers. What a goaltending matchup. Surprisingly, neither of the goaltenders got into the 3 stars, but let's go through it. So it's Vasilevsky versus Shesterkin. We had Igor Chance before the game. I don't think that anything happened during this game to make Igor Chance quiet down at all. So the Bolts press the Rangers, though. They're blocking them out. Good flow. Few whistles early in this game. Bolts press, but they can't get to the net. And this was a problem they had during this game. They would get the zone time, could not get near the net. The shots are 2-1 for Tampa Bay at 5 minutes. Hagel then blocks a Keandre Miller shot. The Rangers press. Points then denied on a rush. Point looked pretty good tonight. Kravtsov ends up heading to the locker room. He would not return. So that's bad news. He got hurt in the play, and hopefully it's not bad. But, I mean, Kravtsov, of course, trying to get his career back on track this year. It's off to a rough start. Shesterkin holds on to a Hagel chance. Hagel was prominent early in this one. Hedel has a blast that's held. The fans call a penalty. The ref does not. Kakko hits the side of the net on a rush. The Rangers nearly bury one. Trouba had a chance there. The Bolts press. They're kept to the outside again. With 3:47 left, Kakko draws a power play for the New York Rangers. Zibanejad fires wide. Trocheck's chance is held. Kreider's then denied. Hagel clears it out. The power play's killed off, but it had 4 shots. The Rangers' power play looked pretty lethal tonight. Would have had a much better percentage, and it still ends up at 25, but it would have had a higher percentage, at least 50, if not for the fact Vasilevsky was in net and playing pretty well. Stamkos then had a rush chance that was saved, but it's scoreless after 1. The shots would tell you the Rangers outplayed him. The shots are correct. Second period. Point has a rush chance that's saved. The Bolts go to the power play. Kucherov has a shot that's held. Kravtsov, this is where they announced he wouldn't return, that it's an upper body injury. Then there's a shorthanded chance for Kreider. That was saved. And then it's the shorthanded goal right after that. Zibanejad from Trouba and Miller at 3:25. And it was another rush. And the Tampa Bay Lightning were on a change. Rangers took advantage of it, saw that change going on. The Rangers then finished the kill. So they do get the shorthanded goal and avoid that dreaded power play goal after getting the shorthanded goal. Miller fires one wide then as the Rangers press. The shots are 5-3 for the Rangers at 7.5 minutes. But overall, they're 19-11 in their favor. Bolts go back to the power play, and it's a 5-on-3. The fans disagree with the 5-on-3 for 2 minutes. They were calling the referee kind of a nasty name there, so maybe it's just, opening night excitement. Or it's New York. 5-on-3 goal was scored at Stamkos from Kucherov and Point. That's at 9 minutes and 9 seconds, and with 53 seconds left in both penalties, meaning it becomes a 5-on-4. The Rangers kill off the 5-on-4, and then they had a rush chance. Panarin has a break. Nice toe save on that one by Vasilevsky. Rangers then get a power play. There was a short-handed Bolts rush. Fox defended that out. Adam Fox reminding people he is a 200-foot defenseman. Not 200 feet tall, but 200 feet of the ice he plays, just to clarify. I don't want to scare anybody that Fox, bulked up over the summer. So that's Rangers get a power play. The short-handed Bolts rush defended by Fox. Kreider was robbed in close. Dangerous again. This power play was it looked lethal. It's killed off. The Rangers would press after it's done. With 4:45 left, the Rangers go back to the power play. As Licorice runs around the room knowing I'm doing a video, and he causes havoc, but he can't really get into anything. But he can be distracting. So there's a good cycle during the next Rangers power play. A few near misses. It's killed off, but 5 shots. So Vasilevsky is keeping this game close. So there's 30 shots for the Rangers. 18 of those after the first and second period were on the power play or the penalty kill, showing that 5-on-5 they weren't as good. So then we get the jinx. Ray Ferraro saying going into the third, I'm betting that it'll be a 5-on-5 goal that wins it. I thought, no, not now that you've said it. It's not. So third period, there's a near miss for Lafreniere. The Bolts get a power play. The Rangers don't let them set it up at all. That just wasn't happening. The Bolts cycle. Trocheck rushes to get it out, killed off, and then the Rangers get a power play. And they didn't take long on this one. Takes 12 seconds. Zibanejad with a power play goal to go with his shorthanded goal. from Kreider at 5 minutes and 11 seconds, took 12 seconds after the power play was called. Schneider then fires one wide on a rush as now the Rangers have the momentum. And after a nice press by the Rangers, the fans actually gave them a nice standing ovation. So that's always nice. So the Bolts get a power play. Stamkos is denied. That leads to some more chance of Igor. I'm assuming they mean Shesterkin. The Rangers kill it off, allow 2 shots to Tampa Bay. Zibanejad's then denied on a rush as he's looking for the hat trick. Kucherov mishandles one in close. And then Barclay Goodrow. He would score to make it 3-1 from Lindgren and Carpenter at 11 minutes. So the Rangers up 3-1 at this point. He tips that one in. Nice goal. The Rangers' play, it felt like, got better as the game went along. Even though they were the better team in the first and the second, it just felt like they took over more and more. Their confidence went up. Even though the shots in the third are in favor of Tampa, it still felt like the Rangers were running away with it. So the Rangers, they press, but the Bolts end up getting a power play during that. There's shot blocking and clears by the Rangers. Power plays killed off. No momentum for Tampa Bay coming out of that at all. The Bolts press, can't get to the net again. The Rangers also weren't letting Vasilevsky get out until there was 2 minutes left in the game. They were trying to get Vasilevsky out with about 3 minutes left, and Tampa Bay could not get into the Rangers zone and keep them off the puck. Perry then had a shot that was held. Tampa calls a timeout with 1:47 left. There's a post for Zibanejad and an empty net try from about 150 feet away. And it was that close to a hat trick, and that would have been power play shorthanded and empty net. That'd be a fun 3 different ways to get a goal in your opening night, right? But they win this one 3-1. They go to 1-0 on the season. Tampa Bay 0-1. Your 3 stars are Zibanejad, Goodrow, and Trouba. The shots 14-8 Rangers in the first, 16-8 Rangers in the second, and 11-9 Tampa in the third, though I don't think that tells the whole story. Final shots are 39-27 for the Rangers. Power plays, Tampa Bay 1 for 6. The Rangers 1 for 4. Hits 24-19 in favor of the Rangers. Vasilevsky saves 36 out of 39. Shesterkin saves 26 out of 27. So very impressive opening night for the Rangers. Could the LA Kings, in their home opener, do the same? Well, this was a very entertaining game, and there was a lot of back and forth in this one, and a lot of momentum shifts. This was a game of some of the most dramatic momentum shifts I can remember in a while, keeping in mind this is opening night of the North American part of the NHL season, right? So it's Thompson versus Quick, and LA wearing their Cylon reminiscent silver helmets with their nice third jerseys. Vegas wearing their gold jerseys for the opening night on the road. Early jump for Vegas' fourth line as well. Cotter had a very good game. Kings get a power play the next shift. Then there's a shorthanded rush by Stone, who looked like he is healthy. He is good to go. He looked better tonight than he did all of last season, in my opinion. And Quick holds on to that one. Kaliev then misses one high as the power play comes to an end. Whitecloud with a net drive. Quick holds again. Jonathan Quick was very busy in this game. Post for the Kings off Whitecloud skate, that close to opening up and getting the lead. Then Moore with a near miss. Vegas rushes. The Kings haven't got a shot that's actually on net yet to this point in the game, and 6 shots in a row went to Vegas to start things. Fiala has a rush chance, that's saved. Vegas presses at the half. They don't get shots, and then at 10:36, Gabe Vilardi opens the scoring for LA from Byfield and Iafallo. So nice play by Byfield to help set that up. And Vilardi roofed it. So Vilardi with a goal, and I thought he played really well tonight. That's a good start. He needs a good season, right? Vilardi, first off, he was hurt after he got drafted. That cut him back in terms of his actual progression towards an NHL job. And then last year he was buried in the minors a lot, and now he's proving I belong in the NHL. You can just see it. So the Kings had momentum with the lead. Kempe had a blast that was saved. LA at this point with 6 straight shots. That would end there, so it's 6 and then 6, and then it goes the other way. So strong shift by Vegas' fourth line. Vegas pressed with 7 minutes left. Vegas playing very well in this one. So it's all Vegas. Quick making some more saves. He robbed Eichel as well. So this is basically Jonathan Quick keeping LA in the lead in this one. Carlson with a wraparound, that wouldn't go. I don't think that one was saved. I think that one ended up going just wide. Eichel fires one high in a fast break, and then with 31.1 seconds left, Vegas gets a power play. So Quick makes some saves and does so at the buzzer as well. LA holds the 1-0 lead after one period. Second period. LA kills the remainder with some clears, but then they had a poor line change after that. There's a 3-on-1 for Vegas that follows, and they score. It's Marchessault from Carlson at 147. I thought there'd be a second assist. There wasn't, so it's just Carlson. At least on the app it was one. I don't know if they've changed it. It's not a big deal. Fans then call a penalty, but on that same play, not only does LA not get a power play, Vegas does. So this is the first ref you suck chant of the year. I didn't hear one with the Rangers. I heard them call the referee a bad name with the Rangers game. I didn't hear a ref you suck chant. Doesn't mean it wasn't there, it just means I didn't hear it on my TV. Eichel has a shot held. Kessel's then denied. Power play's killed off. Dano then had a rush chance. That was held. And so, yeah, this is, it's a game where it's tied and you could see these momentum shifts back and forth. And it was so weird. It was just from one moment to the next. You'd be like, oh, Vegas is dominating now. LA's dominating. And it's strange, right? The shots are 5 apiece at 6.5 minutes, and it felt like it was 5 by one and then 5 by the other. Anderson has a shot held. That's Mikey Anderson. And I thought Thompson played well. I really did. They kept talking about Thompson and whether or not he can be successful. I am still of the mind that absolutely Thompson can be successful as their goaltender. So we get more momentum swings after that. Kessel defends a rush chance for more. Kessel took a couple of penalties tonight, but I thought he played relatively well. Marchessault's denied on a 3-on-2. Cotter has a net drive that was kicked aside by Quick. After that, we get a power play for Vegas that was killed off by the LA Kings, whose penalty kill looked pretty good through most of the game. Then Kaliev steals. His shot was held. There's a press by the Kings with 3.5 minutes left. Near miss by Arvidsson on a one-timer. Arvidsson was blasting it a lot, just not getting that accuracy with the shots tonight. But I still think Arvidsson's a good goal scorer. He'll get his share of goals this year. Then pushing near Thompson he's holding on after, or there was pushing after a hold by Thompson. The game was pretty, I'm not going to say emotionless, but it wasn't one that had a lot of pushing and shoving and fighting going on up until that point. There wasn't a lot of pushing and shoving and fighting in this game in general. LA comes out of it with the power play, but 24 seconds later, Fiala goes to the box. It becomes a 4-on-4. Kopitar is denied on a late rush, so we roll over into the third period with the score tied at 1. And I was suspecting overtime at this point. Lizotte has a rush chance held to start the third. Power plays are all killed off. We go back to 5-on-5. And then shortly thereafter, Eichel would score from Stevenson and Smith at 127. So there was a really short power play of 24 seconds for Vegas. And the momentum they got from that after the power play was killed, they managed to get the goal. So nice goal by Eichel. LA then presses for an answer. Howden hits the post. That close to a 3-1 lead for Vegas. And then Kempe. The goal was nice, but the play by Kopitar was ridiculous. Absolute beast mode play by Kopitar to help set it up. Dursey with the other assist at 4:02. Good eyes for Dursey to see Kopitar open there. And yeah, so it's a tie game. Dursey then fires one high on a rush, and now LA has the momentum. So it's that back and forth game again. Vegas presses. They draw a power play, and they scored on this one very early. Vegas's power play looked pedestrian, and it was pedestrian a lot of last year, and it's a problem they need to work on. It is Carlson from Pietrangelo and Roy at 7:17, and I thought initially it was Kessel's, but it's Carlson's. So yeah, there's your goal right there, and that gives them the lead. Vegas then pushes for another, but Doughty, he has a blast that's saved. Byfield with a near miss, so now LA's got some momentum. 9:06 left, there's a power play for the Kings. And then with 7:02 left, so 4 seconds after that power play ends, LA scores. So you get a goal right after Vegas's power play ends. You have a goal right after LA's power play ends. Yeah, their power play percentages should be higher. It is Kaliev that gets that goal from Moore and Velarde. Velarde setting up in Gretzky's old shop there. He was behind the net quite a bit tonight, so that was kind of fun to see. And he's quite comfortable there, and some really good play by him on that goal by the Kings. Fiala then had a net feed that was defended. The Kings press with 4.5 minutes left. So again, the Kings trying to keep this one tied and maybe grab themselves the win. There's a near miss on a rebound by Kopitar, and then Kolesar. The fourth line for Vegas was prominent in this one. They were doing a good job of changing that momentum and switching it, and it's something Vegas had going for them in their most successful seasons. They seem to have that going to start this season as well. So he steals, sets up a press. The Kings get pinned down for almost a minute, and then eventually it is what would prove to be the game-winning goal. It is Stone now. It still shows as unassisted on the app, I'm going to double check that because, yeah, it's Stone from Stevenson and Petrangelo. I'm not going to try to write those names in there. The names of Vegas players are really long. So Stone from Petrangelo and Stevenson, and it was absolutely a great play at 1935, and it silenced that building, other than the Vegas fans that were there making a lot of noise. So yeah, he buried the wrister on a rush. It was a beautiful wrist shot goal by Mark Stone, reminding us that Mark Stone is back. So LA loses at home 4-3 to Vegas. Vegas wins. They go to 1-0. LA's 0-1. Your three stars are Velarde, Carlson, and Quick. And I can't argue with those three stars, although when you look at the shots, Vegas maybe should have had two of the three. They outshot LA 16-7 in the first. LA outshot them 16-15 in the second. But the announcers pointed out the shots by LA were from further out. There were more really good chances for Vegas than for LA in that period. And then in the third, the shots were 20-7 in favor of Vegas. Final shots 51-30 for the Vegas Golden Knights. Power plays, Vegas 1 for 5. LA officially 0 for 3. Shouldn't have been, but they were. Hits 25-23 for Vegas. Thompson saves 27 out of 30. Quick saves 47 out of 51. So you'll notice I'm filming from a different angle. I'm aware that when I put my jersey up, it seems to cause an issue with the lighting. I'll get that all figured out. I think it's fun to have that wall in the background for reviews. We'll see how far that goes, right? All right, let me know your thoughts regarding these games in the comment section below as always. And yeah, I blew up the board a little bit too. I don't know if that helps anybody read it at all, but I did make it so the camera's zoomed in a little bit more than it normally is. We'll see if that lasts as well. Thank you guys so much for all your support. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through, you just happened upon this video. And it was great to get back into it. It's great to have hockey back. And tomorrow we got 6 games to watch. So be back tomorrow for that. Thanks again for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.